the idea of the crossover came up. Now, if you ask Barry, it was his idea. You ask Dick, it was his idea. If you ask Warren, it was his idea. I always say it was the waiter.
We'll be bringing on other Revengers.
Yeah, once we put the show together, you're going to have to deal
you'll be
with more
sick
people
of
from
us.
Revenge.
You'll be sick of us all. Welcome to Buzzworthy Radio. Here's your host, Novell J. Lee.
As we continue our coverage of the ATX TV Festival here in downtown Austin, Texas, we sat down with Tom Fontana, who was the showrunner of NBC's Homicide, Life on the Street. Hear about his friendship with Dick and how Richard Belzer's character of John Munch transitioned from Homicide to Law & Order Special Victims Unit. Tom Fontana is joining me right now, and we are here celebrating Homicide, Life on the Street. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. Homicide is one of my favorite shows, so when I heard I was going to speak to you today, I kind of fanboyed a little bit, just a little bit, but it also became a love of mine because of Law & Order, the OG Law & Order, because I had to decipher that because obviously we have many iterations of this show. But the original Law & Order, which I did grow up with first before SVU, has been one of my favorite shows, mainly because I loved Jerry Orbach on the show.
Well, he was a dear friend of mine, and he was a wonderful actor, and a Broadway musical star, and a dramatic actor, and just a really, really solid human being.
I didn't get into the show until after Chris left, and I started when Benjamin Bratt joined the show. And I know that there had been some, because I want to get into this too, because I know you and Dick Wolf had been friends for a very long time.
He was doing Hill Street when I was doing St. Elsewhere.
St. Elsewhere, that's right. And how did the whole thing come about to where Homicide and Law & Order had those crossover episodes?
Well, if you ask the different people who were at this table, you would get four different. We were at the NBC upfronts, and I owned this restaurant called Match that was the party center for the upfront. And I was at a table with Barry Levinson, Dick Wolf, Warren Littlefield, who was running the network at the point,
Warren Littlefield, yeah,
and me. And we were chatting about Law & Order, and we were chatting about Homicide coming back, blah, blah, blah. Just, a bunch of buttheads chattering. And the idea of the crossover came up. Now, if you ask Barry, it was his idea. You ask Dick, it was his idea. If you ask Warren, it was his idea. I always say it was the waiter. The waiter was listening to these bunch of
If you really want to know the true story, it was technically my idea. So we're going to throw that out there for you today.
All right.
It created one of my favorite SVU characters who eventually went over to the show, John Munch.
Oh, yeah.
John Munch. I love and miss that man dearly,
Yeah.
Richard Belzer. He was
Well,
incredible.
again, another dear, dear, dear friend of mine. And, it was funny because Richard and Jerry Orbach had never worked together before. The episode where he found out, where Munch finds out that Lenny had slept with
That's right.
his wife. And anyway, they just got along so well. They became friends for the rest of Jerry's life. And we started with Munch. We didn't really have a clear sense of who that character was. And the minute we cast Bells, we knew who this character was. So when Dick Wolf called me to say, look, because we were going off the air, and he said, I'm starting this show, SVU, and I want to use character of Munch, I was like, go for it, do it. And,
Really?
Yeah. Though a little known fact is Barry and I waived our fee because we should have been paid every episode that Munch was in an SVU episode. If I'd have known he'd have been on the series for 20 years,
Yeah, as a regular.
I would have made a little bit of money. So the sea, sometimes a good deed does go punished.
SVU's gain was Homicide's loss.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we were going off.
You were going off the air at that point anyway, right?
Yeah.
Like it was already.
Yeah,
it was either already done, because I know you had the movie in 2000, which served as like the finale of the series.
Mm-hmm.
So, and SVU started in what, 98, 99?
I have no memory for years.
It's gone. 100 years of NBC.
Yeah.
100 years.
And they're going to keep going till they get it right.
I felt like they already got it right at one point.
No, they did. When in the Brandon Tartikoff, Grant Tinker period, was really the best because we did St. Elsewhere, and then we did Homicide.
And he did Homicide. You know, there was so much growing up with NBC when I started watching that network. You know, late 80s, early 90s. That obviously Must See TV Thursdays was hot on the radar with the sitcom sphere with Cosby Show, A Different World. Cheers was on at the time, and then I think NBC and please, guys online, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I don't think I am. I think NBC was the only network at the time that had new episodes on Saturdays.
Well, yes. I mean, the thing is, Saturdays used to be huge. Mary Tyler and CBS, Mary Tyler Moore, All in the Family, Carol Burnett. Those were all, the first time you could see them were on a Saturday on CBS. Somehow it went out of favor.
It did, yeah.
And whether that was they were trying to drive people to movies or something, I don't know. I don't know why suddenly Saturday became like the Death Star or something, you know. But NBC had a lot of really good programming. But they also had the A-Team. They had Alf. You know, I mean, a lot of people love Alf. I was a big Alf fan.
I was a big Hunter guy.
Oh, Hunter!
I loved Hunter, especially during the years when Stephanie Kramer was on the show, because she left in the last year of the show's run. But I was a big Hunter fan. I loved that show. That was a part of my Saturday night as a kid. Yeah, was watching Hunter, and then you had before that the Golden Girls and 227 and Amen on at the time. But Hunter was my jam. And I feel like that was probably the show that got me into crime procedurals, because as I mentioned, I went into Law and Order after that, and then Homicide, Life on the Street, and now I'm a fan of SVU. And it's just, I love that genre. I'm a big fan of that genre. And so I need to get back on a binge of Homicide because it's been so long since I've watched it. I need to sit back and rewatch it again.
It's on Peacock,
which I have,
and it's on something called Charge, which it just started showing on Charge, which I think is one of those like Tubi.
Oh, like one of those
networks.
Channels.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's on Hulu. It's out there.
It's interesting to bring that up, because when we talked about the crossover ones and you're watching Law and Order, and it's those episodes where it ties into Homicide. You're watching the edited version, because obviously it's not going to go into the Homicide episode. So It's so weird when I was watching a couple of those and I'm going, I know this show continues on Homicide. This is a very weird ending. Like, this doesn't end right for me. So,
I mean, the Law and Order always ended with somebody went to jail, and and with the crossovers, they couldn't go to jail because
we had to continue the story.
We
had to continue the story.
I don't know if you remember this, but J.K. Simmons was the featured villain in one of the crossovers, and it was off that I cast him in Oz. So
that was another show that was huge at the time, and you had Chris Maloney that was a part of that show. B.D. Wong was on that show as well.
B.D. Wong, Rita Moreno, Terry Kinney, Ernie Hudson.
Yeah.
Dean Winters, Lee Tergesen. It was a great cast.
Is that still getting recognized even to this day?
I think what Oz is now being recognized as that it broke the virginity of HBO.
That was a good word. That was a good word. Didn't know where you were going with that.
I knew that but you know what I'm saying, that it was because of the success of Oz that David Chase was able to do Sopranos, and Alan Ball was able to do 6 Feet Under, and everything they did after that. The show itself had no direct influence on Sopranos or 6 Feet Under or well, if you ask David Simon, who's here somewhere, he will say that when he saw what I could get away with on Oz, he decided that he wanted to do The Wire.
Okay.
So
another good show.
I do take credit for The Wire being at least conceived once the virginity thing was over. That
I'm going to use that from now on.
I'm like, it's all, keep the metaphor.
Keep it going.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that one. I'm going to run with that. You have a panel today, I believe, and they're talking about one of the Homicide episodes during this. What else can we expect to see from you guys today that you can tell us?
Well, I don't know.
And that could be a good thing.
We're going to talk about 3 Men and a Dina, which was an episode that I wrote in the first season. That Kyle Secor was one of the 3 actors who was primarily in that episode. Beyond that, I think we'll just probably be telling very nasty stories about each other and the members of the cast who aren't there. Yeah.
Well, I look forward to that. I will be there for that, and I really appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your time to talk to me. Thank you so much. You guys, I am so excited because one of my favorite shows had a mini reunion here at the ATX TV Festival. Josh Bowman and Connor Powell sat down with me and talked about their new indie TV series called Savage. Now, if you were a revenge fan like I was, you can't imagine what that did to me when I got the opportunity to talk to both of these guys. And if you think they're the only 2 Revengers that are involved in this series, think again. We got into that and much, much more in our interview with Josh and Connor. Let's take a look. What a reunion we have going on here. I love it.
Right.
I mean, seriously, it's been at least 15 years since I've seen you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're here for a new project at ATX called Savage.
Yes, sir.
So tell us a little bit about it. What is it exactly? Once to start that.
I'm going to let Connor do it, but I'll tell you about the germination of an idea. A friend sent me an article that I was riveted by. I thought it was a good jumping off point for a show. And I thought, who better to develop it with than my dear friend Connor, who's an incredible writer. We've both enjoyed each other's work post-Revenge and kept, obviously, very much in touch. So, wow.
Right.
You know your things. You know your work.
Well, I started with soaps, too.
Right.
So I got to know him because of his on-screen relationship with the Homicide star. So, yeah, I know him back from that. So I knew if he was involved,
well, there you go. Well, I'll leave it to him to tee up what our show is about, since he's the writer.
Well, we, Josh and I both love mysteries. And the article that he found is a whodunit. It's a true story.
okay.
But it's a cold case. There was no resolution to it. So using that for a jumping off point, we both immediately knew, well, we have to have some sort of resolution in this story. It's not enough to just leave it hanging. And we're both big fans of Murder on the Orient Express, which I think is the granddaddy, or I guess the grandmother of all murder mysteries.
Yeah.
And for me, the payoff in that is so good because there aren't really any red herrings. Every suspicion that you have about the characters is borne out, just not solo, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's guilty, but not in the specific way you think. So I wanted to try to use that as a jumping off point. How can we do something that is just as satisfying without it actually being just the same thing where, oh, okay, everybody's responsible. So without saying any more, it is a murder mystery that is contained in a very small town, like it is on that train in Murder on the Orange Express. And then we're both also fans of just kind of classic cinema and whole detective stuff. So we wanted to do
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, absolutely.
And I had seen Josh's short films, and the short film he had made previous to Savage, it's called The Night Passenger, which is a neo-noir. And it's brilliant. So big Friedkin fan and The French Connection and Chinatown.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do something like that, but usually those type of detectives, they're always men, and we wanted to do something with a woman and put her in that world, and see if we could make her even like more of a fighter, more of a boozer, more of a chain smoker than your best sort of Maltese Falcon.
Interesting. That was a smart choice idea that you had for that. How long did this take for you to drop the concept, get it on paper, get it done, and even now presenting it here?
We were knocking it around in COVID, during COVID,
So during lockdown.
during lockdown, and obviously we have other projects going on, and so we would, he would send me, draft, and we'd talk about it, and then we'd go back into it, and we were under no pressure to get it made, and then we just sort of sat it on ice for a bit.
What we built, the sort of the pitch that we had after the pilot was finished, was, at least in our minds, a pretty big undertaking. It's not a short film. Like, we can't do this on our own.
Yeah.
And we hadn't, at least not in 2021, the idea of independent television was not in our head.
Really, yeah.
So we thought, okay, maybe we can find a showrunner, maybe we can just submit it to a network, kind of. But yeah, we both kind of doing other things. And then in 2024, I had worked with this friend of mine as an actor. He started producing. We started talking about things we could do together. He has a production company. And we just thought, hey, if there's a way we can do a short version of this pilot, do we think we can pull it off? And I called Josh and I was like, hey, man, remember Savage? Like, you think we could shoot this? And he was like, yeah, I think if we had like
A few months.
a couple months of prep. And I said, well, what if we had 6 weeks? Like, what if we were just, did it immediately?
Shy of 2 months.
I mean, the joke we all tell is that I pitched this concept to Nick at the end of June, and we started pre-production in September.
In Louisiana. So we built, they leveraged their
He said, let's
crew.
do it on film.
Yeah.
I was like, damn right.
Yeah.
But they leveraged the crew that were in Louisiana. We had people from, worked on Sinners and some of the other, like, we had some incredible,
And Boots and
I got, and then my DP, who I love, he came in from Ireland. He loved the show and the concept. And, we just went from there, and we basically shot in 5 days, and we also did some extra shooting on the back of a pickup truck with just me, him, and my DP. We got chased out of places. It was very much, roll up
we did it like
your
in the
sleeves.
film.
Yeah.
We took that aesthetic and just said, okay, like, what shots can we steal? What, how would we do it in the 70s?
Yeah.
Just, from the celluloid to just sort of the way that we cobbled it together. It's how we did it.
And then we did all our posts back in LA, and we brought on, we edited it alongside a friend of ours, Tyler Shields, and he was great with it. And he has access to, film and discounted, like, yeah. And then a composer who we both worked with, Phil Eisler, who was Revenge.
He came in and
He
composed for us.
did amazing. Yeah, it was just magical. And then we had sound designers. And it was, yeah.
We also brought J.R. Bourne from Revenge. Is in our pilot.
Yeah.
So we really brought the
We did, didn't
the
we?
team, and then just even us being at ATX came from Nick Wexler,
Right.
telling us, hey, if you're doing this, you should really submit to ATX because they're incredible.
And this year is the first year they're doing
Indie TV.
indie TV showcasing, and they had 3 pilots. One of them was ours, and we we just lucked out. And I think it's just the most important thing, I think, for us is working with our friends, collaborating and community, and not being held to a, studio system, which, we've all been in this sort of development hell where you're just knocking an idea around for a year to 2 years and nothing's ever getting made. And we're actually making it, and we're having serious conversations about raising, financing and how we can, make it a feasible idea and make our money back for our investors. And it was just great to show it to an audience here, a serious audience. I mean, we were at the San Luis Obispo Festival a few weeks back, but this one, it's been really nice to be a part of.
It's interesting when you talk about indie television productions, because you're seeing more of an influx of that lately. And I especially with South by Southwest, you're seeing them pitching this. And I never realized how many shows that I'm liking that are indie productions right now. I mean, it's incredible to know that you can put out quality content without a major studio behind you, really, in that essence. And you're still able to get the word out. You're still able to promote it. I did stop over there. I wasn't there for all of it, but I was at the Indie TV showcase, and just in that audience, packed house. Packed house in that room.
Yes.
The fact that you even mentioned that you even premiered it in front of them and you was very serious about it, that's incredible, especially for his first year.
Yeah. I
First
think,
year doing it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it really is, because it is, not to take anything away from the people that take the financial risk, because that's extremely important. But
It's important, yeah.
ultimately, it is the crew that make the show. In terms of you saying the quality of a lot of my shows and things I really love are independently produced. That comes from the filmmakers and the people that are there. So it's really if you can find a way to not wait. As Josh said, what we discovered immediately, which is always a beautiful thing to be reminded of, is like filmmakers want to make movies, and costume designers want to fit people, and gaffers want to gaff and light. And so the second we called our friends or people we didn't even really know that well and said, "Hey, we're doing this thing. Can you help us out for 5 days?" The answer was always yes, sure, I'll be there. And that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I feel like it's just difficult to shop around at that point. I mean, as an indie production, it's just to get the word out. It can prove taxing, but
it can. You just, as our ethos was like, no one wants to start a train, but people will jump on a moving one.
Yeah.
So
always,
it's on
always.
us to start the train, and then we can get people. But if we run around asking people to get the train going, then it'll take. Yeah. We just do it. If you build the plane while you're flying, then people will get on.
What was your reaction like when you heard that ATX was going to have a premiere here at its first ever?
Oh, we were psyched.
Absolutely psyched.
Yeah. We this is the one we wanted to go to.
Really? Yeah.
Because we wanted to be around a television focused festival. South by does do indie TV now. Sundance does indie TV, but these are film festivals.
Right.
But those fuckers turned us down. So they we're here because they loved our pilot, and there's serious conversations, happening around, a lot of these festivals. You go, you see it, and everyone's like, oh, and you go home, and it's like we're actually having productive conversations. Even just doing some publicity about it to generate a buzz about what we're doing independently, and to hopefully encourage others to do the same. That's what we're, why we're doing it. We love to make our own. He's been doing it since he was, born. I've been doing it for like almost 20 years. So he's been doing it like double that. And it's like, once you do your own, you work on other people's work, you start to kind of go, okay, hang on a second. What do I want to do? And who, it comes down to taste. We have very similar taste. And so, it's just been a pleasure, and then a pleasure to be a part of a festival.
There are so many things that tell you yes, but not yet. Who are you to do this now?
Daily.
And you wind up telling yourself all the time, like, who am I to fucking write this or direct this? Of course. And I think what's been really helpful to learn is we already have the community to get us over the edge, that we don't have to wait. Sure, again, if we want to get it into people's homes, then we need help with distribution, because we don't own networks or studios. But in terms of actually making the piece, well, we can do that, because we have brilliant directors and cinematographers and actors and designers. And that was important for me, I think, for both of us, to just be like, there's no reason to wait. Just do it.
Yeah. And the amount of people who just wait and don't create, because out of fear of maybe failure or just out of,
I think that's the big thing. It's a fear.
yeah.
Accept you're going to fail in some respect because you always will. Nothing is ever
You're
perfect.
always, you're going to get that no until you get that yes.
Yeah.
But for you, it was this is the yes. That was the defining moment.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have a small superpower as actors, where it's like we're not afraid of rejection.
Yeah.
We get told no
every day.
constantly.
Exactly.
So like you can't scare us with no.
Yeah.
We'll keep
And
showing up.
and the band of art, you can't, a band of that, right? A whole
Yeah.
company of people who are like, don't care about failing. It's
Even for me as an independent podcaster, I'm sending out pitches all the time to do interviews with people in this industry, and you're getting the no's all the time.
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm used to this.
Yeah.
I can take this.
I can take this.
Yeah.
Hell, they told me no when I asked for jobs.
yeah. They probably did.
They did. They did.
Regretfully so. I'm here now.
No, that is true.
I'm here now.
No, you are here now. I mean, honestly, and that's what I tell people is that sometimes it's worth the wait. It's always worth the wait to me. And that's why when I get those no's, I say to myself, it's not the right time.
Totally.
There's always going to be the right time. And this is the right time for you. This was the right time for me.
Yeah. What's meant for you won't pass you by.
Yeah, and I also think, every, at least in my cope, as such as it is, every no is an opportunity to make it better. Like, okay,
That's
well
also
then
true.
great. If I continue to improve, and God willing you do, then if we didn't do it today, then next week I'll be a better interview. I'll be a better writer.
Yeah,
You'll be a better filmmaker.
right.
You'll be a better host, interviewer. Hopefully we're all growing and not regressing.
Yeah.
And if that's true, then we will be better the next time we try.
Yeah.
I feel like this was that perfect industry where when you get that no, you're constantly evolving to make yourself better.
Mhm.
Whether it is, as you just said, with the writing and the cinematography and the hosting and everything that comes in with that. So it's the perfect niche for us. And I really am so proud of you guys for getting together and doing this. I can't wait to see it officially.
Yeah, we're pumped. We're so excited. And
If
we'll
we
be
get-
bringing on other Revengers.
Yeah, once we put the show together, you're going to have to
Yeah,
deal
you'll
with
be
more
sick
people
of
from
us.
Revenge.
You'll be sick of us all.
Listen, okay, hold on. I'm going to end it with this. Gabriel's been on my show 8 times.
Well, he's
8.
he's
Ready for
attached
9?
to this, my friend.
Yeah.
He is attached to this. One of the other characters we haven't met. He is definitely attached. He's,
Oh, so then I'm going to have him on for 20.
you will.
You're going to
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
sorry, you just 16.
Do you see me complaining?
No one complains being around Gabriel, man. So-
Listen, he's probably the best interview I've ever done because I don't have to do anything.
No, he's
I let him go.
Yeah.
And that's one of the best things. I just let him go. And I'm just sitting here going like, you should read the phone book on it.
oh, I know. Him and Jay are born.
That's good.
Yeah, I say every time we watch the, J.R. Bourne has my sort of favorite scene in the pilot, and just listening to his voice on,
I'll do anything for him.
Dolby speakers.
Yeah. I'll do anything.
It's a real pleasure.
Yeah. Cult leader stuff,
You guys gotta come back.
Yeah.
We would love to come back.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that you are.
No, we would. I said we would love
To
to.
us, the gatekeepers are out of the way. You don't have to deal with it. You're dealing with us. We're easy.
Just
man.
call us
Yeah, just
direct.
call us.
I got you.
We're
Paul.
simple.
The Buzz.
I mentioned that I did an interview with Connor and Josh for Savage, but I didn't show you what we're about to show you.
He didn't.
No. So what exactly do you have here with us, Nicholas?
Oh, well, this right here is something if you make a pilot, an independent television pilot, and you come to ATX, you might just win your own
That's pretty
independent
cool.
pilot competition award, ATX TV Festival.
Congratulations.
We want to
Yeah.
thank you for threatening the
Wow.
judges. We appreciate it.
You know, I
Nice.
had to do something.
We appreciate that.
I had to put the word out, and if it had to come off a little bit strong,
And it comes off a little strong.
then it just
Yeah.
came off strong. That's I watched Revenge. I learned from the best. So, but I did see the picture of you guys with this award this morning, so I was so proud. I was beaming like a father would.
Oh,
Thank you.
thanks, Dad.
Of course. But honestly, when you got to hold the award, what was that feeling like? What was the rush of euphoria? What was going on?
I think it was a beautiful moment because we were all in the room together. We all get to have we worked really hard on this 2 years ago, or almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it all just came to fruition, or to that moment. So
It's just nice to be able to celebrate with your friends.
Thanks for tuning in to The Buzz. Catch all episodes on Spotify. Remember to like and subscribe. Visit buzzworthyradiocast.com.